Hello everyone. Today we learn about electric field and potential of a dipole. Without wasting any time, let's begin. Imagine we have an electric dipole, basically a negative charge and a positive charge of same value separated by some distance. Let's say call 2A, traditionally we call that 2A. Our goal is figure out what the potential due to this dipole is going to be at some point P. Let me write that. Show that at some point P, far away from that dipole at some distance r, far away, this dotted line are showing far away. And just to show you the real picture, this what would like if I were to actually show you this to scale. Imagine if there's way that the distance r is way bigger compared to, that's what I mean when I say I want to calculate the distance potential very far away. Alright, so let me just keep this picture somewhere over here. Now the question is, how do I do that? Well, I already know how to calculate potential due to point charge. We have seen expression for that, kq1 by 4 epsilon naught, which is called k, so kq divided by r. Here what's the potential due to the charge over there, and just add them up, but could say the problem distance of the at P from this charge and from this charge that r is distant from the center. What is distance that's not given to me, so what I'll do something not given, value draw that you assume. So I am going to draw some lines from here. Let's call this distance from here to let's call that r1. So this is my r1, and from here to here let's call that distance to be r2. And now in terms of r1 and r2 we can write down, then the electric potential is going to be is due to this plus and write down the electric potential P turn out to be terms of r1 and r2 minus q. So the electric potential at point P is going to be the potential due to a positive q at point P plus the potential due to negative q. You might be thinking their negative sign comes here itself, substitute. All right, so if substitute due to plus q, it's going to be kq divided by r2. So r2 and you will have, due to the negative q, you will have minus k. Q, the minus sign comes from the negative charge here, divided by r1, and we are done. Now comes to the question, what do I further? This is not done because we have to find the expression in terms of given us not r1 and r2. So what I do, question, well, I know the condition is going far away. What means is that the distance r is way bigger the distance to us. So let me write down condition. So we are calculating this far away, and we are doing that. What does that mean? That the distance r the distance r is way bigger than distance 2a, or whatever you want to call that. So how do I bake this in over bracket, this over, somehow simplify this well. When r is very far away, something very interesting happens when you are compare r1 r2 r1 and r2 r and r2 here. Something what you now find is the length of all the three lines are almost equal to each other. You can see that because P is so far away, this look like almost a point. These three lines will almost have the same value, which means because it is far away, I can now say this means r1 is almost equal to r2, which is almost equal to r. Okay, they are almost equal. So now comes to question, what I do, can I somehow use this over here, and my first thought would be, since we want to approximate value, let me just go ahead, and why don't give a short, you don't have, actually you can do substitute. R1 is R and R2 also R. What will I get? Substitute. Put the value, denominators becomes numerator, subtract, I will get all. So let's me so direct substitution, what does that gives me? Give potential at point P to be 0, and that is wrong. Why is that wrong? Can be approximately value, there are approximately equal to each other. I know from the diagram I can see that R1 is slightly bigger than R2, slightly bigger than R2. Q plus Q is slightly closer compared to minus Q, therefore the potential over there here must be slightly positive. So there is some slightly small value which is not 0, and my goal is figure out the expression for that small value. You are getting that, okay? So how do I figure that expression for the value, small value? You are going get I learned whenever I am doing this direct substitution doesn't work, you simplify that one more step. Let's say substituting and substitute algebra, just doing algebra simplifying, I take common denominator to be equal to, let's see, I can take kq out, and when I take common denominator I get R1 minus R2. So I get R1 minus R2 divided by R1 times R2. So that's going to be R1 times R2. And now let's see if we can substitute this over here. See what we get. If I were to substitute in the denominator, R1 is R and R2 also as R, I will get R squared. R into R is R squared, and I don't get 0. Substitute that the denominator I call this R squared, and what about the numerator? If I call this R and if I call that R, now R minus R is 0, again that's 0, and so I can substitute in the numerator, substitute and this value substitute, and sometimes you will not substitute what is going on. So let's me walk you through this, took me some time, realize now finally I understand what's going on. So let's me take numbers, make so imaginary R1 was say 11, and let's say R2 smaller, let's call 9, let's say R somewhere in between the two numbers is 10. Okay, let's write as the what happens to approximate the actual value. Well, that is 11 times 9, that's 99. What's our approximation in this case? It's 10 square, which is 100. And so what is the error? We can write when you approximate error, over here the error difference is positive 1. Compare the error values, it's 1 out of 99. It's almost like saying 1 out of 100, 1% error. We are saying this equation, this 1% wrong with these values, and I can 1 with 1% wrong, no problem. No problem is the real value. If I have to substitute the value over here, 11, 9 is 2, so this 2, the numerator, what is substitute 10 here, I get 0, that's approximate value. The error is also 2. Now 2 out of 2 is 2 divided by 2 is 1, that 100. Error not acceptable. So if I approximate over, I am getting 100, wrong answer, and I don't know about, but I don't want to get 100% wrong answer. When you get 0, you end up getting 100% wrong answer. So 100% error, and that's why we can't substitute in the numerator, but we can substitute in the denominator, and make a lot sense initially as well. It takes some time, sometimes continue. So we'll now reaching in interesting point, very interesting point in this. Find that the difference between R1 and R2. If we need find the answer condition that are almost equal to you said that the almost equal to find the difference between the two. There are multiply ways, there are multiply this zoom in, zoom, go close to my, and you notice something. You notice that if the point is very far away, then all these three lines look parallel each other, and that secret we are going to use. Look, I am going to back I am going to redraw. This time I am going to draw R1 and R2 parallel to each other, and P is really far away. So how does that help figure? Remember what I need to figure the difference between these two lines, lines which are parallel to each other. In this case would be, let me show you, to draw perpendicular from the shorter line onto the bigger line. So let me try that one more time. All right, there are you go. So this is a perpendicular and this is a perpendicular. You may ask how does that help? Well, it help because now if I call this point or something else, the point P, it's the same distance from here to here, to P distance is the same, which means that the extra distance is R1 minus R2. Is this, let me just quickly write that down. This is that extra R1 minus R2. So that is our delta R. And if you are wondering why does it work out, they will look at this picture when I draw that perpendicular, which you cannot see properly. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, perpendicularly this angle is almost that triangle is almost 0, angles are almost 90 degree. Okay, you may wonder, you may think it is 1989.99. That triangle, this are equal, means this is isosceles triangle. Result side exactly equal this side. Extra distances should be R1 minus R2, so this should be R2, so this should be R1. That extra distances, final extra distances really depends, and really depend upon the angle between this R and the dipole. Let me show you that I have animations. You go this our delta R and notice what happened. This angle decreases and point P come on the equator, axis. Notice look at this point comes on axis. Hopefully you can see R2 minus R1 minus R2 delta R automatically becomes to a maximum. This particular axis and come back, what happens, becomes smaller and smaller and smaller, and if now comes some here, no, eventually becomes even smaller, and finally that point P right between these two, that difference becomes 0, which may make sense, right? That point right between the distances here to P equal to, so there will be no differences. So hopefully we can see that. Let me get that this delta R depends on this angle. Let's break angle, call that angle as theta. So if that angle theta, we are assuming that all line are parallel, angle becomes, and so how come question using theta and using this right angle triangle? Can you figure delta R going to be from trigonometry? This is the final part. So all right, this triangle, notice to hypotenuse, but we need is, so I am going to use cos theta. So from here I can say cos theta equal delta R divided by 2a, and so what is delta R? So I can substitute that directly over here. This delta R is just 2a cos theta. Let me write that delta R equals 2a cos theta. So I am substitute that. I now have my final equation. So Vp is going to be k q into a cos theta. 2a cos theta divided by r square, and that is our expression for the electric potential due to a dipole.